one of three ways. The first is with a harvest aid. This is where a team of people pick mangoes and place. Fruit are either snap picked or picked with secateurs or picking sticks. When snap picking, the fruit is grasped at the bottom and then the bottom of the fruit is lifted up, snapping the stem of the fruit before it is put onto the harvest aid. Sap may spurt from the mango when it... To neutralise the sap, a chemical commonly called mango wash is sprayed onto the tarpaulin and over the conveyor that collects the fruit. If the stems are removed, it is important that the fruit is placed onto the tarpaulin within 5 seconds, otherwise a small amount of sap can damage the fruit. A picking stick is used to pick mangoes you can't reach from the ground. It has a set of cutting blades to cut the stem and a set of jaws to hold the stem when it is cut. The jaws of the picking stick must be facing down so the fruit isn't dropped after it is picked. Once on the harvest aid, the fruit flows from the spray or bath along a conveyor and drops into a bulk bin for transport to the packing shed. It is good practice for the fruit to fall onto a foam pad when it falls into the bulk bin, and this pad must be repositioned as the fruit fills the bin. Picked is with a hydraulic ladder called a cherry picker. A cherry picker is operated by a single person and moves up and down and inside and around the tree. The fruit is snapped from the tree and placed into a picking bag. Mango wash is sprayed over the fruit to neutralise the sap. When the picking bag is full, it is lowered to the ground and emptied gently into a bulk bin for transport to the packing shed. It is important that all fruit in the bag is covered by mango wash, so do not overfill the bag before emptying. Is to pick with the stems intact and the fruit is desapped in the packing shed. Using secateurs or picking sticks, fruit is picked with a 10 to 20 centimetre stem attached and placed into crates and transported to the packing shed. Care must be taken when placing the fruit in the crate and during handling and transport so the mango stems aren't broken and mango sap does not come into contact with the skin. These crates are stacked for transport or short-term storage in the packing shed, so it is important that they are not overfilled and fruit damaged or stems broken when they are stacked. If the mangoes have been picked with the stems on, these stems need to be removed and the mangoes desapped before packing. This can be done either through snapping the stems or using a machine which cuts the stem from the fruit. During this process, it is important that the mango fruit are completely covered in a detergent solution before the stem is removed, so the sap does not come into contact with the correct picking technique and rough handling. The blush is the red, pink or orange colour on the cheek. The nose is the bottom part of the mango. You may hear terms like soft nose used when fruit has a defect. And the beak is the pointed part. Mango fruit changes as the fruit matures. The mature fruit on the left is more rounded and oval shaped as opposed to the egg-shaped immature fruit on the right. As the fruit matures, the nose end of the fruit fills out and is smoother and the beak is less obvious. From left to right on this slide, the fruit goes from immature to mature. The beak of the fruit is much more prominent in the immature fruit on the left than the mature fruit on the right. When these fruit are ripened, the immature fruit stays green, while the more mature fruit will change colour to yellow. The shoulder of the fruit also fills out around the stem, and the stem sits in a small depression when the fruit several hours, and although this sap isn't as damaging as spurt sap, it can still cause skin browning, and Cruise has shown the effect poor picking practices and rough handling has on physical damage on fruit. At one orchard, fruit was assessed for physical damage on arrival at the packing shed. Damage to the fruit from different picking teams ranged from 2% to 17%. So for the worst team, 17% of the fruit had already been downgraded when it reached the shed, resulting in significant losses to the grower. When you are snapping the fruit from the tree, make sure the sap doesn't spurt onto you or other pickers.